Good afternoon, everyone. It's Steve Lookner with Right Side Broadcasting. We are coming on again with continuing coverage of the protests in Iran, the anti-government protests. They are going on tonight. This is the fourth night. We're seeing a bit less video coming out of there, unsurprisingly, because the government has clamped down on internet and cell phones and messaging programs. They have shut down the messaging programs, Telegram and Instagram for a bunch of people there in Iran. And also reports are that there are cell phone service outages, cell phone internet outages, internet at people's home outages. So for all those reasons, less video coming out, but some video is coming out, and we're getting some word about what's going on there. And President Rouhani actually spoke in a recorded statement tonight. We'll talk a little bit about that. So there are protests going on. We've seen some video of some clashes between security and protesters, but it's really kind of hard at this point to get a really good idea of what's going on in Iran, just because we're going on so little evidence right now of what's happening there. So in terms of, are the protests as bad as last night, or bigger or smaller, it's kind of hard to tell from the limited amount of evidence we're seeing. But we're going to show you some of it and just try to catch you up here. And let me make sure you can hear me okay. Of what's going on in Iran. I think you can hear me okay. Cool. So I think these protests started on Thursday. They originally started in a small part of Iran in the northeast, and then they spread throughout the country. They were originally supposedly focused on economic issues, people complaining about economic grievances, people not happy with prices going up and a lot of unemployment, especially among younger people, unemployment, and unhappy that the regime was spending more money, spending a lot of money on foreign entanglements, military entanglements in different countries, but not spend, and people thinking that money should have been spent more on the economy at home. So It started out, economically based, but it really grew over the last few days. It spread throughout the country, and also we've had people throughout we saw yesterday in the protests a lot of people calling for the Supreme Leader Khamenei to step down, and also burning pictures of the Supreme Leader in Iran, who's a religious leader. It is a theocracy there in Iran, and it is an Islamic state. It's not the Islamic State, but it's an Islamic-based state, and religious leaders control the state, and the ultimate leader is the Supreme Leader. But there have been calls from protesters, to have that person step down, and that's very rare in Iran, because these kind of protests are not normally allowed. You can get in a lot of trouble for it. So it's been very noteworthy that these protests have gone on for 4 days, and now this is the fourth night now. And we want to show you some of what people are saying, some of what we're seeing there, even though it's a bit limited because they have been throttling the internet, preventing the use of messaging apps, that kind of thing. So let's take a look at some different clips, videos that we're seeing. My usual blanket disclaimer: we can't confirm any of these individual videos. We can't confirm absolutely, this one is definitely what it says it is, because we're not there. And so just take, as with all breaking news, take every individual video you see with a grain of salt. But I would assume at least some of these videos are what they purport to be. So we'll go from there. And if you have any suggestions, if you hear anything new about what's going on in Iran, or see new video or anything like that, give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. I want to thank our moderators for being with us today. Barbara Braley is there moderating right now. Thank you, Barbara, and Common Sense and Glenn O on the website. So I want to start just showing you just what I'm seeing, and just go from there. So give me a second to pull some stuff up here. And there's also I see posts sometimes where you can't be sure if it's true or not. So here's a post that was posted. When was this? This was a couple hours ago, And this person, Mitra, said, breaking, protests spread across Tehran. Protesters are marching toward Pasteur Street. Regime's repressive forces are in panic, as that is where Ali Khamenei's residency is. He's the supreme leader. Is that really happening? I'm not sure. I think that picture is probably from tonight's protests. There have been protests in Tehran tonight. But, you know, specific statements like that I can't be so sure about unless I get more confirmation on. But let me get you some video here. This is a video posted by Ali Reza Nader, and he, I think he works at the RAND Corporation. Yeah, he's a policy analyst at the RAND Corporation. This was posted originally by BBC Persian, and he says this is a video of protesters attacking a government building in East Azerbaijan, which is a region of Iran. So this is supposedly from tonight, government people attacking a government building. Let's look at this video. So that, again, purportedly is people in the region of East Azerbaijan attacking a government building. And to be clear, East Azerbaijan province is one of the 31 provinces of Iran. Here is a video posted from Chabahar, the city of Chabahar. Armin Navabi posted it. Supposedly it's from tonight. He says, protesters in Iran chant, independence, freedom, Iranian Republic. This chant takes Iran's current national slogan, independence, freedom, Islamic Republic, and replaces Islamic with Iranian. This is from Chabahar, supposedly. Let me show you this video. And you know, there have been some of the protests have been noticeable the last couple of days, because some people have been making chants like "We don't want an Islamic Republic," and Iran right now is an Islamic Republic. It's been like that since the revolution in 1979. But some people in the protests are expressing dissatisfaction with that. Now, that's certainly a sizable march. Let's assume it is from tonight and from Chabahar. Is that bigger than last night? Is it getting destructive there? I can't answer these questions. We're dealing with very limited evidence here. So just trying to show you what we're seeing. This is supposedly from earlier today, a few hours ago, posted by Iran HRM. It's nighttime there now. This is more like twilight. And they say this is a video of security forces attacking protesting women in Umia, northwest Iran. So let's look at this video. Watch that again. I don't know. You know, it says security. It says it says security forces It says security forces attack protesting women. It looks like maybe that woman got shoved a bit, at least in that video. Not to say that's not happening there, but from that video doesn't seem to show that. Here is a video. These are, I'm going to show you a couple of videos posted by Babak Tagvi. He says in Shiraz, protesters were attacked by Revolutionary Guards besieged militia of Islamic regime. I can't confirm that. Now they're fighting back. At least that's what he says. So let's watch the video at least, which is purportedly of tonight.
اینا حرومزاده ها هستن همه اینا حرومزاده پدر سگا بی شرفا دمش گرم شیر مادرش حلالش
Little hard to tell what's going on in that video. You do see what looks like besieged militia on the motorcycles there, and I had not seen that video before tonight. And then we have this one here. What's this video? I don't know if this is a tear gas video, maybe. Now, this person, Babak Tagvi, says, Khamenei issued order for the Revolutionary Guard and besieged militia to fire at protesters in Shiraz. I don't know if he means like fire tear gas. Let's watch the video. I saw this, I ran through this video real quick and I saw some smoke come up or something. So let's see if that's what it is. Maybe that was tear gas or something right in the middle there when you see the little explosion and the smoke comes up. I'm not sure. There you go. And then the smoke comes up. All right, just going through. You know, as you can see, as we go through these videos, the evidence we have about what's going on is very limited. It's like, here's one video supposedly from this city. Here's one video supposedly from this city. So you have like one video from a place, and you just don't really know what's going on. But not a lot's been coming out because of the restrictions on the, not just restrictions on internet use, cell phone service down. Apps like Instagram and Telegram are down, but also we've seen some reports from eyewitnesses that claim that if you take photos or pictures, you'll get attacked by security forces. So these could all be reasons why we're not seeing that much video, but it's hard to really get a good picture going on when we have such limited evidence. Here is a video which says it's one thing, and I'll show you what it says it is, but I don't know if it's really this. It says repressive forces opened fire in Malat Nation Park in Mashhad. This is in Mashhad. Let's watch the video. Can't say it is what he says it is, but let's watch it anyway. Now, I will say this, even if this is Mashhad, you know, there's things like rubber bullets and stuff, so hard to say what was really going on there. This is a video posted by Iran Wire, supposedly from Bukan, northwest Iran. Lars Anderson made a donation. Thank you so much, Lars. We appreciate that. Thank you, Lars. Lars says, protest Trump MAGA. That's Lars's message, but thank you, Lars. Now, this is interesting because it says first day of protest in the city of Bukan, northwest Iran. So according to Iran Wire, they're claiming that this region of Iran didn't have protests yet and that this is the first day of protest there. Let's watch this. To clarify, they're saying this happened today, but they hadn't had protests before today. Sorry. To clarify, Iran Wire is saying this happened today, this evening, but they didn't have protests there the last few days, so it just started there. Let's watch this. So that was from Bukan. Bukan, what is the population of it? It's about 170,000, so it's not a huge town. Sizable crowd. So if that isn't Bukan, here's another question. It's not a smaller town, smaller city. What is happening in the other smaller cities in Iran? I think the population of the country is around 80 million people. So there are smaller cities, but what's happening in those places, we just don't know. I want to just talk for a second about what President Rouhani said when he came on tonight, and they broadcast a recorded statement from him. I think it was a recorded interview, I'm not sure. But just so you know, a couple highlights of what he said. I didn't see it myself, but BNO News reported Iranian President Rouhani, in his first speech since protests began, says citizens are free to protest and express criticism, but notes protests have to be peaceful. So it's interesting. He is saying you're allowed to protest. Now, I don't know if that's really true or not, but he's saying that people are allowed to protest there and express criticism, but notes protests have to be peaceful. So I'm not familiar enough with the way things are there to know if this is a concession at all, that he's actually publicly saying people are allowed to protest. But I also don't know if people really are allowed to protest now. Maybe they're not. He also rejected criticism from President Trump, saying he has no right to sympathize with Iranians after calling Iran a terrorist state. But, like a statement like this, I'd have to know more to really be able to read into it, because, if you say, well, you can protest, but they have to be peaceful, then the question is, what do you consider a peaceful protest? I mean, the government could just have a very liberal definition of non-peaceful protest and shut down all the protests. So the real question here is not this statement so much as how they're enforcing things. Now, we haven't seen violent scenes the kind of like we saw in 2009. So we haven't seen video of huge crowds of militia beating up protesters. I don't know. That could be happening. Maybe we just don't have the video of it, but also I've seen reports that the militias are showing and the security forces are showing more restraint this time. I'll show you one of those tweets I saw. So this is from Wall Street Journal's Farnaz Fasihi, and she says, Day 4 of Iranian protests see some clashes and violence, but overall the regime is reacting with more restraint than previous uprisings. Now, if the protests keep happening, will that continue? I don't know. By the way, quick thank you very much. Will Redding made a donation, $50, very generous. Said thanks, Steve and RSBN. Thank you, Will. Just so you know, if you haven't watched RSBN before, we are a viewer-supported network, and we rely on your donations to stay on the air. And you guys allow us to be on the air and cover events like this, where the mainstream media really might not be covering it that much. I'm guessing the mainstream media is not covering this much today. They weren't covering it that much yesterday. So we really appreciate your donations. They are what allows us to stay on the air. And Lars Anderson just made a donation too, another one from Sweden. Thank you so much, Lars. He says RSBN with 5 thumbs up emojis. So if you'd like to donate and help us stay on the air and bring you news coverage, you can go to the bottom of the YouTube chat, and there's a $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. You can click on that $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. Or you can go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. So we are continuing here our live coverage of the 4th night of the Iran anti-government protests. I'm going to show you some more video. Also, if you have comments or if you hear about updates of what's going on in Iran or see new videos or anything, give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. Now, this was an interesting video I saw posted by Farnaz Fasihi from the Wall Street Journal. She says, a first in Iranian protests, crowds in Rasht chant "Death to Revolutionary Guards." The Revolutionary Guards are the elite armed forces in Iran. They are there to protect the Islamic State of Iran. So we hadn't, I guess, heard these chants before. We'd seen some chants last night, like "Death to the Dictator," which were supposedly directed at the Supreme Leader, but hadn't heard a chant like this, "Death to the Revolutionary Guards." So she says this is a first, and she posted this tonight. So let's watch this video posted by Farnaz Fasihi. That is from Rasht, a city of about 640,000 people in Iran. That's the only video I've seen from this evening from Rasht. So again, we're trying to judge what's going on based on like one video from this city. Very hard to get a clear picture of what's going on. Lars Anderson just made another donation from Sweden. Says Happy New MAGA Year. Thank you, Lars. We really appreciate that. Very kind of you. Very generous. Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. And we will be doing a New Year's special tonight, live New Year's special, 10 p.m. Eastern time is when that's supposed to start at Right Side Broadcasting. So feel free to join us for that as well. Here is a video from a little earlier this evening that I also found interesting, which was from Hadi Neely of BBC Persian. And it's a video of police trying to disperse protesters in Tehran with water cannons. And it's a little cold outside there. You know, it's 55 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you get sprayed with a lot of water, you're going to be kind of cold. But here is a shot of that. So let me show you this video from earlier this evening. Now, I don't know, President Rouhani said tonight, hey, people are allowed to protest and complain, but you can't be violent. Were people violent at that protest before they started spraying them with water? I don't know. Maybe they weren't being violent and they still sprayed them with water. So I just don't know what the actual procedures are for allowing people to protest or not that are being put into place in Iran tonight. Maybe it's different in Tehran than elsewhere. Let me show you this. Well, I don't know if I can get this one on the screen, so. Let's get to some more video. This is another video from Rasht, which is a city of about, again, 643,000 people in Iran. This is posted by Iran Wire. It says, Day 4, protests continue in Rasht, North Iran. And then, hang on a second here. There's a video, one video I saw before that I really wanted to show you, and I can't find it. This is a different video. This is posted by M. Hanif Jazayeri. And he says, people of Dedasht, southwest Iran, now chanting death to Rouhani, who's the president, on day 4 of nationwide Iran protests. Even in remotest parts of Iran, people are united in calling for regime change. Well, I don't think all people are calling for regime change, but some people are. Surely it's time for the world to recognize Iranian people's right to resist. Video via MEK activists. So that's M. Hanif Jazayeri's take on this video, but let's just see the video itself, supposedly from Dedasht in southwest Iran. This is a video I saw of, I think this is the one I wanted to show you, I was looking for, posted by Iran Freedom. They say this is a video of several paramilitary Basij buses, vehicles set on fire by angry protesters tonight in Shahin Shahr in Isfahan, central Iran, as calls for regime change escalate on day 4 of Iran protests. Are they really escalating today? Can't confirm that. He says they say this is from MEK activists. Let's play this.
اتوبوس‌های بسیج 7-8 تا ماشینا تیز زدن. این طرف هم هست باز. اینا ماشینای بسیج.
Play that one more time for you. Well, I was going to play it for you, but it's not working. Here we go. Hey, let's get some sound.
اتوبوس‌های بسیج 7-8 تا ماشینا تیز زدن. این طرف هم هست باز اینا ماشینای بسیج.
This is another video. Did I show you this one yet? I don't know if I did. This was posted by Armin Navabi, and it claims to be a video, of protesters in Iran burning down a hawza. Actually, let me pause it for a second. Protesters in Iran burning down a hawza, a seminary where Shia Muslim clerics are trained. City Takistan. Cameraman says this is Takistan's hawza. A good number of people have shown up. They are united. Let's watch this video. Hey, hold on. So let's say, let's say this video actually is, let's say this video really is from Takistan from tonight. Even if that's true, so hard to say what's really going on there. I mean, it looked like to be like a lot of people out there, but how many people are there? Can't tell. Is anything else like this going on in Takistan? Can't tell. So just, as I keep saying, it's so hard to get a really good picture of what's going on when you have, one or two videos from each city there. Very hard. So we're just doing the best we can to sort of show you what we have. But I leave it to you to decide, what you think about whether the protests are bigger or not, and what's going on with the protest movement and all of that. It's hard with such limited evidence. Here's a video I'd seen before, which was interesting. Barzan Sadiq posted this. It says, protesters confronting with Iran forces, many police cars overturned. Doesn't say where this is supposed to be. I'm assuming it's supposed to be tonight, but let's play the video.
آتیش بدانم
So, in that video, we see people turning over a police vehicle, and it's hard to say now I hadn't seen that video before today, which is a piece of evidence suggesting it is from today. However, maybe it's an old video, but let's assume it is from today. We still wouldn't know. Well, is this an isolated incident, or is this kind of thing happening a lot? If it's happening a lot, why aren't we seeing more videos of it? Well, somebody might say, well, they've shut down Telegram and Instagram, and they're shutting down the cell phone so no one can get the videos out. Or someone might say, well, no, if there was a lot of this going on, you'd see a lot more of these videos. I don't know what to tell you. It's so hard. Normally, if communications were working great and we only saw one of these vehicle videos, I'd say, oh, well, they're not destroying that many vehicles because we'd see a lot more videos of it. It's guesswork, though, when so little video is coming out at all. It's just kind of guesswork to say how much should we extrapolate from what we're seeing, and what kind of conclusions can we draw about what's going on there. So hard, but we're just showing you the limited stuff we're seeing. Let me check real quick if there's anything that was just posted. You're watching Right Side Broadcasting's continuing live coverage of the Iran protests. Subscribe to us on YouTube so you get notified whenever we're coming on the air with these breaking news videos. But be sure to click the notifications bell when you subscribe. Also, you can follow us on Facebook at Right Side Broadcasting. Hello to everybody following us. Hello, everybody watching on Facebook. We're on Twitter at RSB Network, at RSB Network. I am on Twitter at Lookner. I post about breaking news all the time on at Lookner, so follow me if you like breaking news. Also, give me a shout if you have any comments on the Iran protests or you're seeing any updates that we haven't seen yet. Give me a shout. Maybe you find a video we haven't shown from today. I'm trying to stick with today, not to show the videos from before. You can watch our older streams to see those videos from before. But give me a shout on Twitter if you hear a new update. Now, this is new, a new video that I hadn't seen before. This is from Iran HRM. They say security forces firing tear gas in northern city of Rasht. So let me hide this first of all. Let's watch this video. There we go. That seems pretty serious there. Hang on, I'm getting a little sound here. I gotta fix this sound issue. Where is that coming from? Let me show you that video again. So again, that's supposedly from Rasht. We do see a lot of people out there protesting, and I'm seeing a couple more videos come in, but this is, and they do run away, but Iran HRM says this is because they're getting tear gas fired at them. Let's watch this one more time. All right, so that's that one. Now, let me show you this one. This I have not seen yet, so we are seeing some newer video. Now, if it's new, let's assume it's legit. This was posted by Mariam Nayeb Yazdi. She says this is tonight in Kermanshah, protesters confront regime forces. That's what this supposedly is. Let's look at the actual video. Now, this seems pretty intense. Regardless of whether this is happening, whether this video is legit, I would assume this kind of thing is happening more tonight. There's more security out. From the videos we saw earlier, there seemed to be more security out today than the last couple days. Also, last night, the government did say that they were going to, punish people who kept protesting and kept, as they would, I think they said, inciting violence and causing destruction. They said that people would feel the iron fist. So I don't know if they said iron fist of the government or iron fist of the armed forces or whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of thing is happening a lot. But it's hard to say with our lack of video evidence. Let me show you this video again. Thank you, Lars Anderson. Lars Anderson made another donation. Thank you, Lars, so much. That's very nice of you. Lars's comment was, "This will be the year we Trump." Now, that doesn't really have much to do with Iran, but thank you, Lars, for the donation. Your donations keep us on the air. And thank you again to our moderators. We got Roger Vega and Barbara Braley and Lynn Jean moderating the YouTube chat, and Common Sense and Glenn O on our website. So thank you, guys. Now, this video, I haven't seen this yet. It says, posted also by Mariam Nayeb Yazdi, and says clashes between protesters and regime forces this evening in Shiraz. That's what this supposedly is. Let's look at the video. No, we saw this already.
اینا حرومزاده ها هستن همه اینا حرومزادن پدر سگا بی شرفا
بابا
دمش گرم شیر مادرش حلالش
بابا
So we had seen that before. I apologize. Wheel Lee sent me this video. Now this was posted by NCRI FAC, and it says tonight Kashan, where this is supposedly from. Let's watch the video and see what it is. There's tear gas.
اشکاور میزنن طرف مردم فرستادشون طرف نگاه کن ببین چه خبره ای خدا لعنتتون کنه دارم خسته هم دارم بریم این وقتی دارم بریم خیلی شلوغه مردم اون آخر دارن میان جلو مشخصه بذار ببینم اون آخر اونجا چیکار کردن مرگ بر دیکتاتور
So that was reportedly from the city of Kashan, a city of a little over 400,000 people, and it looked to be tear gas that they were firing at the beginning. I'll show you again. We have seen reports and videos with tear gas being fired and reports of tear gas being fired. So that does seem to be a new tactic being used today that we hadn't been seeing videos of the last few days by the authorities. You'll see the tear gas coming right now.
اینجا کاشانه راه بستن اشکاور میزنن طرف مردم فرستادشون طرف نگاه کن ببین چه خبره ای خدا لعنتتون کنه دارم خسته
So thank you, Wheel Lee, for sending me that video. If you guys spot video that we haven't seen yet, give me a shout on Twitter, at Lookner, at Lookner. Let's see here. Somebody named Dirty sent me this video, which purports to be of a video of shooting in Khorramabad. Unconfirmed, of course. Let's watch the video posted by somebody named Roya Boromand. So if that is from tonight in Khorramabad, it's hard to tell. We're hearing something that sounds like shots. Is it bullets? Is it tear gas? Is it rubber bullets? What is it? I don't know. But interesting video. Thank you, Dirty, for sending that link in. Shahida also sent me that video. Thank you. Lars made another donation. Lars says, press MAGA, press like MAGA. So Lars is saying, if you like the video, press like. We are a very small company. We can't afford to advertise. So we do appreciate if you do like our video. We love when you like it on YouTube and share it on Facebook, because that'll help let YouTube and Facebook know to show it to other people and spread the word that we're doing this coverage. We want to let people know we're doing this coverage. So feel free, if you like our coverage, to like it on YouTube and to share it on Facebook. Shahida sent me this video. Let me show you this, which is supposedly from Shahin City. Shahin Shahr is a city in Iran with a population around 140,000. That's supposedly where this is from. Let's watch the video.
اتوبوس آتش زدنه پژوی کلانتری شهرستان شاهین شهر اصفهان پژوی کلانتری و اتوبوس بسیج و سپاه.
Is that really from tonight at Shahin City? We don't know. How much of that kind of stuff is going on? We don't know. So hard to say with the lack of information coming out of Iran, but could be, So we'll just do the best we can to show you some video from there, give you a sense of what we think might be going on. Another big question is just what ends up happening. So do people keep protesting? Does the protest eventually fizzle out? But are people, even if the protests stop, are people still really angry? And if they're still angry, then, does that affect the country in some way? So it's hard to really say what will happen here. Even will people keep protesting the next couple of days? Don't know. James Stevens says, I've been hearing that CNN is not covering the story. Why do you think they would not cover this big news event? Well, yesterday they were not covering it a lot. One reason is I think they just love showing Trump stuff all the time because they feel that gets the best ratings. That's my personal view. They're just them and MSNBC constantly showing Trump stuff, and to a degree Fox as well. Just always about Trump, and just to the exclusion of just news around the world, which I talk about constantly. How like big news events from around the world they don't show much of. Now CNN International actually was covering it much more than CNN did. I just think that in general, with CNN, they're so focused on Trump and showing as much Trump as possible. I'm guessing because of ratings, because they're a business and that's what they've decided. That there's a lot of news events around the world they do not give a lot of coverage to. That's just my thought. Okay, let's see if we have any new video. This is interesting here from interesting couple of posts from Borzu Daragahi. He gives some quotes from Rouhani tonight. And one of the things he says is, according to the Constitution, and based on basic and citizens' rights, this is the statement that Rouhani gave on TV. According to the Constitution and based on basic citizens' rights, people are completely free to make criticism and even protest. Now, I don't know if that was actually de facto, in fact, true. But anyways, he said that, and then he said, however, we must pay attention to the way criticism and protests are made, eventually lead, so that we must pay attention so that the way criticism and protests are made eventually lead to a better situation for country and people's life. And he also said, the government, however, will most certainly not tolerate the action of any group that wants to vandalize public property or disrupt public order and create social disorder. Now that could be, of course, disrupt public order and create social disorder. You know, at a certain point you could say that any protest does that. But anyways, but Borzu Daragahi, what he said is, he said, down at the bottom here, let me show you this. He said, Rouhani's tone in making these comments is extraordinarily different from the tone of officials during the 2009 protest after the presidential election in Iran. Borzu Daragahi says, in 2009, the protests were quickly derided by regime officials, and Ahmadinejad, who was the president then, called protesters specks of dirt. Whereas this president tonight is not calling them specks of dirt. What he's saying is, you have a right to protest. You just can't be that disruptive and violent doing it. But it is a difference in tone, at least, between Ahmadinejad in 2009 and Rouhani tonight. And the 2009 protests, these protests now are the biggest since 2009 in Iran. This is Right Side Broadcasting's continuing live coverage of the Iran protests. We are just, we apologize that we can't, information is so limited coming out of Iran with all of the cell phone and internet and messaging shutdowns there. But we're doing the best we can just to let you see what some people are reporting from there or saying is coming from there. At least so you have some information, try to give some sense about what's going on. But if you see something new out there that we haven't shown, give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. Now here is somebody who posted, who was not happy with blackout of social media in Iran. This is somebody named Peymana Shafi, and she says, recognize Iranians' right to use social media. What are you afraid of? Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp. And she says, she posted something which says, blackout of Telegram and other social media networks in Iran and slowing down internet connections is a blatant violation of human rights aimed at suppressing the protesters. Already hundreds have been arrested and several killed. I saw reports that said 200 arrested in Iran earlier, in Tehran. 200 protesters arrested in Tehran earlier today. I saw a couple reports saying that. This person says Iran must be referred to the UN Security Council for human rights violations. Iranian communities across the world urge human rights organizations in the free world to take immediate action and prevent the violent suppression of the demonstrators and for closing down their communications with the free world. Is this the video we saw before with some shooting sounds on it? I'm not sure. This was posted by Munir Al Faili, and it says shooting in Shahin now. Let's watch the video and see what it is. So wish we knew more about that. Wish we could confirm that was from Shahin from tonight and confirm what's going on there. Can't. So we've seen, I think, a couple videos I've seen of gunshot things. I don't know if that was the same as the other gunshot one we saw, but I've seen a couple videos today with sounds of gunshots on them. Here are some thoughts on the uprising from Ali Reza Nader. He works at the Rand. He's a policy analyst at the Rand Corporation. He's a senior policy analyst who focuses on the Middle East. He just posted some stuff a few minutes ago. He says some thoughts on the Iran uprising. 1, it did not start in Tehran, but Mashhad, and it spread like wildfire. 2, it appears to be entirely spontaneous and, as far as I can tell, leaderless. 3, there are many causes. The abysmal economy, corruption, graft. Let's continue here. Social repression, religious intolerance, foreign adventures. But one thing is clear, Iranians have had enough. 5, it has completely ignored the reform movement. I think he means that the protest. So Rouhani, in the great scheme of Iranian politics, Rouhani, the president, is considered a reformer. But what Ali Reza Nader is saying, he's saying this protest movement is not siding with the reformers. They're ignoring the reformers like Rouhani. He says, 6, it is directed against the entire Iranian political establishment, even reformers like President Rouhani. He continues, it is no longer peaceful. Iranians have attacked government offices, the security forces, Revolutionary Guards bases, and symbols associated with the Islamic Republic. We saw them tearing down posters and burning down posters of the Supreme Leader Khamenei before. Last night. He says, 8, Khamenei is the focus of public anger. His silence is deafening. So Ali Reza Nader is pointing out that we have not heard from Supreme Leader Khamenei during these protests, and he is the most powerful person in the country. He also says, 9, the U.S. response is largely irrelevant. He doesn't think what the U.S. does really matters in terms of where these protests go. 10, but what matters is that modes of communication, especially Telegram, be kept open. The U.S. government can play a role in this regard, perhaps. I've seen several people who post thoughts like this, people who like focus either, I don't know, I've seen people who like are experts on the Middle East post like this, and what they say, you know, it's important for the protesters to have a way to communicate. And there was somebody I saw last night posted, you know, and said, I've been telling the world that what they need to do is other countries need to like set up a satellite communications link for Iran so that in times like this, when they shut down the internet, people in the protest can get their signals out, can get their internet signal out. Now, I don't know about the feasibility of all that stuff. I'm not a tech expert, but that is something I've seen this claim made several different times by several different people the last couple of days, saying if you really want to help the protesters, then what you should be doing is helping them communicate, because shutting down their communications really hurts the protest movement. So that is, again, from Ali Reza Nader. Hey, let me like those posts because I think they're intelligent observations. Whether or not you agree with them, I think that at least it's some intelligent analysis. Hey, we just got a donation from Tim Clark. Thank you, Tim. Tim says, Happy New Year, RSBN TV. Thank you, Tim. Very nice of you. Happy New Year to you and everybody out there. we love getting donations because that's what keeps us on the air. We are a viewer-supported network. If we don't get donations, we can't stay on the air. So if you like our broadcast, if you like that we're covering this stuff, that we're giving full, this is the third straight day we have given full coverage to the Iran protests. And we're covering it a lot because we think it's really, really, really important. But if you like that we're doing this coverage, please consider making a donation because your donations are what keep us on the air. If you want to donate, you can do what Tim Clark did. Go to the YouTube chat. It's right next to the broadcast. Go down to the bottom of the YouTube chat and just click on the $sign, that little $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. You can donate that way. Or you can go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. So I'm going to keep showing you more stuff that we're seeing from Iran. But if you see any updates from Iran or any videos or anything like that that we haven't shown, give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. I cannot confirm this, but this is a post by someone named... This is a political analyst who writes about the Middle East named Shahryar Kia, and he says, breaking news, Tehran clashes between people and the repressive forces are taking place in Vali Asar Square. That would be in Tehran, I believe. Yes, in Tehran. He says this is happening. He just tweeted this 2 minutes ago. I can't confirm it. This is who this person is. He is a political analyst writing about Iran and the Middle East. He writes for Washington Examiner and other publications. He says he's hearing there are clashes taking place in Vali Asar Square. Now, he originally posted that 2 minutes ago. John PS30 made a donation. Thank you, John PS30. Very kind of you. John says Trump shakes it up in the Middle East. That's John's opinion. Thank you, John, for the donation. Very much appreciate that. Just checking some things people have sent me. Oh, Barbara Braley told me there was a Twitter moment on Iran blocking Telegram and Instagram. I'll look at that, Barbara. Thank you. JC sent me that as well. Thanks, JC. JC says, great work on the Iran protests. Thank you, JC. Artwork MG says hi. Artwork MG says he's in Iran. He says there is so much trouble in connecting. People take over one city named... He gave me the name, and I think it's in Arabic, so I can't read it. He says it's happening. Now, I can't confirm that, but that's what he says is happening. But it's really hard to say what's happening because there's so little communication. I mean, I am showing you pretty much everything I see that looks remotely like it might be from tonight from Iran. So I'm showing you basically all of that stuff I can get you, and that adds up to like 1 or 2 videos from the last like 10 hours from all these different cities. So even if every video I've showed you is a legitimate video that is what it claims to be, which I'm guessing is probably not the case, even if that's true, that is still so little. Like imagine if like something was going on in Los Angeles and I said, we have 1 video from Los Angeles. You'd be like, well, that doesn't really tell us what's going on in Los Angeles the last 10 hours if you show me 1 15-second video. But we really are very limited in what we've gotten. So it's very hard to say what is actually going on there. But let me show you this Twitter moment. So Barbara and JC sent me this. Twitter moment. Iran blocks Telegram and Instagram on 4th day of protests. So the authorities have blocked Telegram and Instagram. Let me show you some tweets about it. So I showed this on the earlier broadcast. Pavel Durov is the CEO of Telegram, which is a very widely used, I think about half the people in Iran use this messaging app. And they shut down a certain channel that was being used by protesters because the government said protesters were using this channel to like encourage violence. But they didn't shut down all of Telegram. And then 8 hours ago, Pavel Durov tweeted out, the CEO of Telegram, Iranian authorities are blocking access to Telegram, period, for the majority of Iranians after our public refusal to shut down peacefully protesting channels. So Pavel Durov from Telegram is saying, we didn't shut down Telegram. We shut down like one particular channel. I believe that's what he's saying. But then the government just shut down the whole Telegram app. This was posted 8 hours ago by Nima Akbarpour. He said many Iranian users are having difficulty in access to Telegram and Instagram. There are many reports about difficulty in internet access on smartphones. We've seen a lot of reports that cell phone internet is not working. It seems like internet speed in general has dropped and mobile operators stopped providing the internet service. Mayor Javendenfar said the Telegram messaging app is not only used by Iran opposition, it's also used by the Basij militia and other pro-regime organizations to distribute messages and to arrange events. We read this tweet earlier, but it's an interesting tweet from Baman Kalbasi. Cutting off access to popular communication apps and slowing down internet is a far more costly and disruptive thing to do in 2017-18 than it was 8 years ago. Everything from cab drivers to small, big businesses in Iran depends on it. Interesting point. This was posted 5 hours ago by Maziar Bahari. Oops, what happened? There it is. I guess it says it's day 4. It's supposed to be today in Sanandaj, West Iran, where people are saying death to the dictator. Let's play some of this. Well, it's only 7 seconds. Now it's not playing. Anyways, I'm not going to worry about it. All right. Oh, here's a new video we hadn't seen. It says, youth, posted by Borzu Daragahi, it says, youth torch police motorcycle in conservative Mashhad. No matter how much regime spends to indoctrinate youth, each generation gets more radical. 2017 more than 2009, more than 1999. They hate you, Khamenei. They really, really hate you. I can't confirm that they hate Khamenei, but that's what Barzu Daragahi says. This is from the Twitter Moments page, and let's play the video. Holly Dagress posted, some Iranians are chanting bread, jobs, freedom, echoing Egypt's January 25th revolution chants bread, freedom, and social justice. This is a post from Sadegh Gorbani, and it says, so far, at least in the areas around me and Tehran, this was 5 hours ago, mind you, protests have been relatively more limited and calmer than last night. Most people are onlookers. That's somebody in Tehran 5 hours ago. Saeed Kamali Deghan said 4 hours ago, around 200 protesters were arrested in central Tehran yesterday. Officials said today, they said today it was 200 arrested yesterday. I thought it was today. So officials said 200 were arrested yesterday, and first figures released about the number of those locked up, Lena News reports, or ILNA News. Unclear how many were arrested in the provinces where protests were bigger. We got a donation from Jeff Taylor from Canada. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff says, I'm not getting any of this from the mainstream media. You should accept some different types of cryptocurrencies, and I will donate a lot more to you. You are amazing. Keep doing what you do. Yeah, people have suggested we accept cryptocurrencies. It's something we're going to look into. We're such a small company that we don't have a person we can just assign to do that for us. So, it's very, very small company, but it's something we will look into. This is our continuing coverage. You are watching our continuing coverage, live coverage of the Iran protests. It's night 4 there. We are bringing you the latest that we can find with the limited amount of information that's coming out of there. If you have any new information that you see, any new updates, new videos, give me a shout on Twitter, @Lookner, @LOOKNER. Proud American Genude writes in, they need Tor access as well as proxy servers. I think that's what you're saying. They would need to communicate in spite of the government internet shutdown. See what else I have to show you here. I don't think we've seen this video before. Oh no, we did see that one. Now, this is a video. I can't, you see a lot of these reports and you can't confirm the information. So this person, Babak Tagvi, he says, near Isfahan, Basij militias opened fire on defenseless protesters, killing 3 while 10 other people were badly injured. Protesters became angry and fought back, burning trucks of Basijs. I don't know if this really happened. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. But I'll play you the video that he posted. That's a pretty intense video. I don't think we had seen that before. If that kind of scene is going on in places in Iran, that's really intense. You have people burning stuff and hearing some gunshots and angry crowds, and don't know. It's hard, that's the kind of thing I'd love to know, be able to confirm that that's really happening and what's happening in other cities. We just can't confirm it right now. But, some videos like this are coming out. Maybe they're legit and that's what's really happening, but just so hard to say. I'm just going through trying to find some more stuff here. This is a video from somebody named Farouk. It supposedly is of Iran. I don't know if it is. Let's watch it and see. If it is from Iran, is it from tonight? Is it from last night? I don't know. And if you're watching Right Side Broadcasting for the first time, we do these kind of breaking news videos all the time. We cover breaking news at all hours. So be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell so you get a notification whenever we come on the air with breaking news. Also, you can follow us on Facebook at Right Side Broadcasting, on Twitter at RSB Network, and I am on Twitter at Lookner. I post about breaking news all the time. Basically, whenever I'm awake, I'm posting about breaking news. So you can follow me on Twitter at Lookner for breaking news. And also give me a shout if you have any comments on the situation in Iran, or if you are seeing new reports from there, or maybe you see a tweet or a photo that you think the audience would like to see. Give me a shout and I can share it with folks. At Lookner on Twitter. Thanks again to our moderators for being with us and moderating the chat room. They have worked hard all day moderating the chat. Barbara Braley, Real Frank is there right now. Who else? Lynn Jean is there. So thank you, moderators, and Common Sense and Gleno on the website. Yeah, I just thought of, so it is New Year's Eve in Iran. And I wonder if it's now, what's Iran time right now? Actually, it's now 2018. It just 18 minutes ago was New Year's Eve in Iran. So it was New Year's in Iran. So Happy New Year's, Iran. But I'm wondering, is there any chance that it being New Year's Eve cut down on the protests? Because a lot of the protests are younger people protesting, and I'm assuming some of them want to celebrate New Year's Eve. I mean, it's a big holiday, right? So is it possible that the protests tonight weren't as big as they could have been because it was also New Year's Eve? And might that mean that they could be bigger tomorrow if people protest because it's no longer New Year's Eve? Although the work week starts. But I've heard there's over 40% of youth unemployment in Iran, so that wouldn't affect those people. So just a thought I had about it being New Year's Eve. I wonder if it being New Year's Eve affected the amount of people out protesting. Proud American Jenug sent me this. It's a report from about a couple hours. No, this was from a couple hours ago, that in Tehran's Vali Asr Square, special units were attacking protesters using tasers. I can't confirm this. I will say I've heard a couple of unconfirmed reports of the security forces attacking protesters with tasers, but I haven't gotten that confirmed. I haven't seen video of it. So that is a report that's out there. It's a rumor. This, I don't know if I've seen this. Proud American Janug also sent me this video as well. I don't know if I've seen this one yet. It's from Reza Gebresi, and it says, massive rally in Revolution Square in Tehran. It's saying this is today. Let's play you some of this video. That's what it says it is. A number of the videos we've seen in the last couple days, they're like this. They end with people running away. So it's almost like people were shooting the video and then they got chased out of there. And as they ran away, they stopped shooting the video. I've seen a lot of videos like that. This was another video sent to me by Proud American G-Nug. And it says, it's not a video, it's a photo. It says, from Accident Need, people set fire to trash bins in the middle of Angalab Street in Tehran, protesting Mullah's regime. They chant, don't fear, we are all together. Supposedly that's happening. That looks like a trash bin being set on, well, something being set on fire. I don't know if it's a trash bin, but Can't confirm where that's from. Oh, Ali says New Year's won't affect the protest tonight because the Iranian calendar is different than the one we use. Wait, but... Oh, so you're saying the Iranians are not on the calendar we're on, so their New Year's is not tonight? That's interesting. Ah, I Googled it, and Google says Iran's New Year is Wednesday, March 21st. Thank you, Ali. So I guess that would my theory about New Year's possibly affecting the protest is not doesn't have much behind it. Kirk Wasson has a recommendation for people. He says, I found a great video with a Persian person explaining the protest. It is Mike Cernovich's wife, so just let the people know to check it out after the live coverage. I know you can't show it. I guess they would go to Mike Cernovich's Twitter for that, Kirk Wasson, at CERNOVICH. Is that what you're saying? So Kirk says you should go and watch the video of Mike Cernovich's wife, who is Persian, explaining the protests. Ali says, yes, correct. Iranian New Year is the 21st of March. Thank you for the clarification. Yo Yao sent me a report. There's been this report floating around the internet that some people made a lot of a large amount of aircraft leaving Iran at the moment, many with no call sign or origin. Is there an exodus going on? But I'm not convinced that's really that meaningful. Some other people posted, no, that kind of thing happens a lot in Iran where aircraft flies out of there with no call sign. So I've seen that floating around on the internet, but I have no reason to believe, at least at this point, that that's very significant. Thank you for sending it in, Yo Yao, however. What is this? I have not seen this video yet. It was sent to me by Zero Immigration. Let me see if I can... Oops, sorry. Now I don't know when this is. This says it's from. It says it's from Tehran from today. It's posted by Bezad Merani. But let's see what the video is. Hang on, folks. Is that tear gas, maybe? So is maybe what happened that there's tear? Is maybe what happened here is that there's tear gas going into the train station or something? Because everybody's wearing either like wearing masks or covering up their face. Looks like maybe that's a video of people suffering from some tear gas that's gone into the train station there. Artwork MG claims that people have taken over army bases in Izeh. Izeh is a county in Khuzestan province in Iran. That's what Artwork is MG is claiming. I cannot confirm that. We heard some reports last night that one of the towns had been taken over by protesters, and that didn't seem to actually be borne out afterwards. That seemed to be just a rumor, which turned out to not, as far as I'm aware, not be true. So don't know about this though. Kirk Wasson says, according to Mike Cernovich's wife, people are pretty much starving there. Eggs used to be inexpensive, but now it's a luxury item in Iran. This was just posted by Al Arabiya English, and it says, protesters march toward residence of Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Now, I don't know, was this earlier tonight? Is it more recent? I don't know. They posted this 15 seconds ago, but let's watch the video. Actually, there we go. Seems like quite a big crowd. It'd be nice to know whether that there's a lot of those kind of crowds tonight in different towns in Iran. Hard to say with the limited amount of evidence we have, but interesting video from Al Arabiya English, which they just posted. Here is a video, which was, do we see that? I don't think we've seen this yet. This was posted by someone named Hejmat Alavi, and this is supposedly from Chabahar in southeastern Iran, and it's people supposedly saying, Sayed Ali Khamenei, excuse us, time to go. Now, if nothing else, I'll say this. If that is from Chabahar tonight, that is a sizable amount of people out there. And then we have this video. Is this a video? It says, let me show you this one. In Tehran, it's from Iran Freedom. This claims to be a video of the Keshavar's Kargar Shomali intersection. It says a large crowd is demonstrating and chanting, "Don't fear, we all together. Not Gaza, not Lebanon. I offer my life for Iran. Death to Khamenei." This is supposedly a video from Tehran tonight. Let's see it. And now there's this photo that was posted by someone named Hejmat Alavi, and it says, Noorabad, Lorestan province, Western Iran, protesters tipping and setting fire to a police vehicle. We have seen numerous videos the last couple of days of police vehicles overturned. Now this is interesting. What is this? This is from Hejmat Alavi, and it says, protesters scheduling further protests, time 5 p.m. local time. So is that for tomorrow maybe? Because it wouldn't be for today because it's already, oh, well, it's not tomorrow there. Right now it's January 1st there. So maybe they're scheduling it for January 1st at 5 p.m. This is Right Side Broadcasting's continuing live coverage of the Iran demonstrations, the anti-government protests. This is our third straight day of giving you live coverage. We think it's a very important event, and we want to cover it live. Mainstream media might not be covering that much, but we think it's important, so we think we should cover it. And we appreciate all of your input covering it and help covering it as well. If you see new videos, hear new news, write to me on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. N-E-R, that is, Lookner. Thank you so much. Our moderators have been working hard during our chats, moderating the chat rooms. Thanks to all of you moderators. And thanks so much to those of you who've donated. We very much appreciate that because your donations are what keep us on the air and allow us to have this news channel and bring you news. So if you'd like to donate and support Right Side Broadcasting, you can go to the bottom of the YouTube chat, click on the dollar sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. It's like a square dollar symbol, squared gray dollar symbol. Click on that. You can donate that way. Or go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. And coincidentally, as I was saying that, Matt Feemster just made a donation. Thank you so much, Matt. We really appreciate it. That's what allows us to stay on the air and cover news for you guys. So thank you. And, what we can show you is limited just because their Instagram isn't working, Telegram isn't working. That's the big messenger app in Iran. Those have been shut down in most or all of Iran. Internet has been slowed down. Cell phone internet supposedly isn't working. So very little video coming out and in from pictures from Iran. We're seeing some stuff, but it's kind of hard to give a really clear picture of what exactly is going on in that country. There are protests reportedly in lots of different cities, but we've only seen one or two video from a city. So very hard to get a good picture about what's going on. But we're trying to show you what we can. Okay, this was just posted by the Wall Street Journal's Farnaz Fasihi. And she says this is in Shahin Shahr? It's a village in Iran. Shahin Shahr is a village in Iran. And it says protests and clashes. So let's look and see what's going on with this video. Let me just make this a little more. There we go.
فرار نیروهای انتظامی از دست جوانان شاهین شهر
Wow. Now that was interesting. That's supposedly from Shahin Shahr, which is a small village. It's, Wikipedia says it's a village in a rural district, and its population was not even reported in the 2006 census. That's how small it is. But we did see an overturned car there, which was on fire, I think it was. Here it is. So that's supposedly from tonight from Shahin Shahr. Just all these. Think of, Iran is a big. Iran has 80 million people, so there's got to be so many different towns and villages there. We don't know what's going on in a lot of these towns and villages. We haven't seen like any video from a lot of them, so we just don't know. Maybe in a lot of the smaller towns, stuff like this is happening. I've read stuff saying that the protests were bigger, not in the places besides Tehran than Tehran anyway. So, it's probably not a great idea to judge what's going on in Iran just from what we see from Tehran. Maybe things are worse, outside of Tehran. And just as an example of some of the videos that come out that aren't actually what they say they are. So Hadi Neely pointed out, somebody posted a video and said, whoa, 300,000 March for Democracy in Iran, incredible. But Hadi Neely said, false, that's an old video, that was the Bahrain protests. So you have to take the videos with a grain of salt. I haven't seen this video before, so here's what this person says the video is. Hossein Abadini says this is Dorud City in Lorestan province, and it says Office of Friday Prayer Leader in flames after a number of protesters are killed and injured by anti-riot forces. Now, supposedly a couple people got killed in a protest there yesterday. This is supposedly from tonight. I'll show you the video. Of course, I can't authenticate it. I have not seen this video before, posted by Iran Freedom. It says, urgent. Hang on a second, then I'll play it for you. It says, urgent, brave youth in Tehran prepare to engage with Khamenei perpetrators. I can't confirm that, but of course, let's watch the video. I have not seen this video. Now, I did see a still shot from this video. I saw that still shot there of somebody supposedly lighting something on fire, maybe a wastebasket or something. But let's watch the video. Now it looks like what they're doing is setting up barriers. Maybe they're going to set up a barrier. Sometimes in this country in protests we see protesters set up these barriers so that the security forces can't get to them. So it looks like they were setting up barriers, lighting stuff on fire and setting up a barrier. Elizabeth Luker made a donation. Thank you, Elizabeth Luker, very much. She gave 2018. How appropriate. Thank you, Elizabeth. She says, Happy New Year, RSBN family. Hard fight ahead of us, but it will end glorious. Thank you, Elizabeth, so much. Happy New Year to you as well. We will be doing a live New Year special tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, by the way, in case you didn't know. A new video I have not seen, posted by Pasarbad. Hang on one second, I'll show you the video. Let me read you what it supposedly is. All right, so what it says is It says the translation from Persian is, the film got into the hands of all Basij are Braznid. Kermanshah, maybe that's where this is. So I don't know. It looks like maybe some clash in Kermanshah. Is it Kermanshah? Is that how you spell it? Kermanshah in Iran. So let's watch the video. So that looks to be somebody getting beaten up, at least initially. You can see it here. I'll play it again, where somebody's getting like kicked while they're on the ground. I don't know who that is. And, you can't. Of course, you can't even say what the story here is, just looking at it. But I will say this, as we've been talking about, so little video was coming out of there because they've shut down, Instagram and Telegram, and they're restricting cell phones and internet usage. But it's possible this kind of thing is going on in lots of different towns. And if let's say that the internet wasn't so shut down there and that, we had 20 videos just like this, maybe people would think a lot different about what actually is going on there. It's easy to say, well, we're not seeing that much, so there's not that much going on there, or it's not as bad as last night. But we're really just restricted by what gets out on video. So I'd be interested in wondering, is that legitimate, an authentic video, and also, is that kind of thing going on in a lot of places? This is somebody, Peymana Shafi. She is an advocate of regime change in Iran, so that's where she stands politically. She's an advocate of regime change in Tehran. But she just tweeted out 2 minutes ago, urgent, rush to Mossadegh Street in Vali Asr. Your presence needed in Tehran. So we have been seeing some tweets come out that I've seen a few tweets that say on Vali Asr Street in Tehran, there might be some clashes going on between protesters and security forces. I cannot confirm that, but we've definitely seen that mentioned a few times over the last hour or two. Thank you, Jude, for tweeting out that we're still covering this. Thank you. Okay, let me check what you guys have sent me. El Generico sent me this unconfirmed video from PM Breaking News that says, protesters in Iran attack an Islamic Revolutionary Guard base in the city of Kermanshah. So let's watch the video. That's what it supposedly is. Let's watch the video. certainly looks like people attacking a building of some sort. So we are just on the air covering live these protests, trying to get you the latest. We're limited in terms of what we can get, what the information coming out of Iran is, but we're just showing you what we have. That's the best we can do, is give you what we have and describe what it is. So, but hard to, just it's so hard to say what's really going on there and what's, are the protests worse than last night or not? Are there clashes or not? How big are the clashes? We're hearing rumors that there are clashes between protesters and security forces near Vali Asr Street in Tehran, but I can't confirm that at all. Now, I don't know. We saw a bunch of videos of people tearing down Khamenei banners last night, the banners of the Supreme Leader. This is one which Iran Freedom says is from today. I don't know if we saw this one last night. I don't remember seeing this particular one last night, so maybe it is from tonight. But let me play it. It says this is in Pardis, Iran, which is a city of 25,000 people. So a small city, quite small, Pardis, supposedly. Yeah, I don't recall seeing that one last night. Maybe it is from tonight. Iran Freedom also just posted this video. This is supposedly from Kudasht, which has it's a city in Lorestan province, Iran, 85,000 people. And it says sporadic protests, not huge. It says sporadic protests. It doesn't mean like everywhere. Sporadic protests continue at 11 p.m. Day for you, night belongs to us. You deprived us of sleep for 40 years. Now it's our turn. Let's watch this video. Another new video from Maragheh. Where is Maragheh? It's in East Azerbaijan province in Iran. Population about 160,000. Here's a video which supposedly is from Maragheh, which was posted by Farnaz Fasihi. And it says, Maragheh is a small town in the northwest. Protests in front of governor's office. Let's watch this one. People trying to break down the gates there, it looks like. If you know of updates, if you see new video that we haven't seen or hear new news about what's going on in Iran, give me a shout on Twitter, at Lookner, at Lookner. I don't think we've seen this video yet. This was sent to me by Wheel Lee 45, and it's posted by somebody named Ali. Hang on a second, I'll get it up here on the screen for you. Here it is. It says, Shiraz, Iran. Oops, let me pause it for a second. Shiraz, Iran. What's the deal with Shiraz? Let me look it up real quick. The third most populous city of Iran, about 1.5 million people. It says, Shiraz, Iran, besiege on motorcycles to create climate of fear, protesters responding by attacking them. That's what supposedly this is a video of. Let's watch the video.
نزن آقا منفجر میشه اینجا خاموششون مشاهده تجاری
Hard to really say what's going on there, but certainly a lot of protesters there and people upset. So Farnaz Fasihi from the Wall Street Journal sums up. She says, protests across nations, security forces are actually out at the protests, internet and telegram disrupted, clashes restrained. So we haven't seen, like, mass violence committed on the protesters today. So there is some restraint, at least as far as we can tell, going on among the security forces. Oh, let's see. Gays for Trump said Pardis was a suburb of Tehran. Let's see. It's in Tehran province. It's a new planned city. Okay. I might have said it's a smaller town. Well, it's hard to say because I'm not familiar with the layout there. I haven't been to Iran, so it could be a suburb. It could be a smaller town, a little way, like if I had an hour from Iran, from Tehran. I'm not sure. Thank you for pointing out that detail, though, Gays for Trump. The viewer who sent me this, James Dwyer, wanted me to check out VOA Farsi. They have a video posted here. I'm not sure what this video is. It says, I don't know, have we seen this one yet? VOA Farsi says, sent video of the accumulation of people, 10 photos and videos to the channel. Here the United States send a telegram. Anyways, this might be a collection of videos from today. I'm not sure. Let's watch it.
الو سلام علیکم اول فازه پیش وقت های آنها کنه 100 میلیون نفر والله شاید یا من میگفتم که نمیگفتم olsun. Neredesin? Bak fuarlara bak işte. Şahidesin, dışındasın. Olsun kocuğum, olsun.
So, it's similar to some other videos we've seen, and it does seem like, assuming some of the videos we've seen are legitimate, that the best guess I can make from what the video evidence we're seeing is there are people out in a lot of different Iranian towns and cities protesting. There are significant crowds. We don't see that much video of like huge destruction. I mean, we see some acts where people are turning over a car or lighting a fire in a wastebasket or smashing a gate or something. We've seen some of that, but nothing no mass destruction on a huge scale. We're not even seeing people destroy stores and stuff. So if the video evidence is accurate, what it seems to be suggesting is that there are widespread protests. There are a lot of people protesting. It's not violent. And we're not seeing that many videos of clashes between security forces and protesters. We're seeing tear gas videos, spraying water at the people. We're not seeing a lot of direct confrontation video. We've seen it between protesters and security forces. We've seen a little bit here and there. We've seen video or two with some shooting sounds. Can't be sure what that is exactly, the shooting sounds. But it seems like the best, we have imperfect evidence, but the best inference to draw is that there are protests today. They're widespread. There's a lot of people out, but they're not that violent, the protests. And the response by the security forces is a bit restrained, although it is more than it has been the last few days. That's really what it seems like is going on, at least according to the evidence we have. Now, there's a lot of evidence we don't have because people can't send videos out freely. But that at least is based on what we've seen today, I think, the conclusion you would draw from at least the evidence we have. And will these protests continue this week? I do not know. Will they get bigger? Will they get smaller? One Love says, why aren't you playing the videos of the dead people and the people that got shot on YouTube? Well, we're playing videos from today. Yesterday, we did coverage where there were a couple of videos floating around of people who supposedly got shot. We did show those videos yesterday, but we are not showing them today because we're sticking with what happens today. We have different streams for different days. Billy Harris says, does Iran have internet back? Best I know, the internet is being... From what I heard, the internet itself, like at people's homes, was being slowed or stopped. I'm not sure which. But I haven't heard of any kind of change like, oh, now our internet's back. Mobile internet was not working from what people were saying. So we're going to stay on a few more minutes here with this stream. And so if you have any videos you're seeing out there, any new updates, give me a shout on Twitter, at Lookner, at Lookner. We'll be on for a few more minutes with this stream. And, of course, after this stream, if more big events happen in Iran, we'll definitely come back on the air and cover more of the protests. So you can subscribe to us on YouTube to get a notification. Click the notifications bell so you get notified whenever we come on the air. Also, follow us on Facebook, Right Side Broadcasting, on Twitter, at RSB Network, at RSB Network. I am on Twitter at Lookner. I'll be posting about Iran even when we're not on the air, when big developments happen. So you can follow me on Twitter at Lookner for that. Thanks again to the moderators who've been working hard all day, moderating our chat rooms. Very much appreciated. Webster reminded me I hadn't checked my email in a while. Thank you, Webster. Let me read a couple emails here. Tina Gadirian says, hi, you're doing an incredible job covering the protests in Iran. Thank you, Tina. Tina says, the protest started from the city of Mashhad and has led to many different cities, including the capital, Tehran. For more information on this event, it would be useful to gather information from Manot TV OTV on Instagram as they post current and relevant events. Thank you for covering this event. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you for writing in, Tina, and thank you for the suggestion. I will have to check out that Instagram channel you suggested. Nassim, somebody who was watching our broadcast before, says, hi, Steve. Nassim Aryan says, hi, Steve. Nassim here. My aunt in Tehran lives in a skyscraper on the 13th floor, and her eyes were irritated by the amount of tear gas that was used throughout today. So much tear gas was used that even on the 13th floor, she was still affected by it. I thought this was worth sharing. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Nassim, for sharing that. We saw a video before somebody sent me a link to, which was supposedly of a train station where people were covering their faces. Apparently there was tear gas that had seeped in there as well. Let's see. Somebody named Aniktos Archaniatis wrote in. Says, basically what they're saying is, hey, if the government has shut down the internet, how are any videos getting out of the country? And they think that it sounds like this person thinks that these videos might be fake videos or something. So we've been very clear all day throughout the day on Iktos that we can't confirm. I've said numerous times that we can't confirm any individual video and that people should take these with a grain of salt. And we've been very open about saying, look, these videos are unconfirmed, but it's the best we have right now, and we'd rather get this out there and say they're unconfirmed than not talk about it at all. But we also encourage people to take them with a grain of salt. But your question is, if the internet is shut down, how are videos getting out of there? Well, in our earlier broadcast, I don't know if there's a complete shutdown. We've heard the internet has been slowed down in some places, not shut down. We've heard, we saw reports earlier that said Instagram was shut down for the most part, but some messages were getting through. So, for shorthand, I've been saying sometimes, well, they shut down they've shut down cell phone service and they've shut down messaging apps and stuff like that. But we've also been seeing little reports that maybe some stuff can get through. So, and I have seen reports saying that. So, and also that the internet in some places might be slowed instead of shut down. So there would be ways for this stuff to get out there. I have not seen I am not aware of there being a complete 100% blackout in all parts of Iran on all parts of the internet everywhere. So maybe you thought that's what I was saying, but that's not what I was meant to be saying. J-Stole3, John Stolt says, maybe you could ask some of your listeners who speak Farsi to verify that the people in the videos you are showing are speaking Farsi. Perhaps they could even interpret for us. You could assign numbers or names to the videos and ask them to respond to that particular video. Just a thought. It's a great idea. It's one of these things, though, John. We're such a small company. In a perfect world, I would have a team of producers here with me, and they could handle that. It's one of these things that I just don't end up doing, because if I started trying to, in my opinion, if I started trying to say, okay, here's this video, can anybody translate it? And then I sit around and wait, and I have to read my email and say, oh, which video is that? You'll see a lot of me in the broadcast just doing administrative stuff and not actually reporting. So I'd love to be able to do it. If we had a bigger staff here, I definitely would do it. It's a good idea. It's just, we have to make with such a small staff, this is just me doing this video. You have to make your choices about what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. And that's just a choice I've made and that we've made, which is that's something we feel that the viewers will get more out of the broadcast if we're doing more reporting and less of that kind of stuff. But that's a great idea. It's just, hopefully in the future, if we grow, we can do that kind of thing more. AskHoss.com writes in, Haas Garakani says, hi, Steve, the videos are all real and current. That's what he thinks. By looking at some billboards, you could see the current date. Ironically, the date that it should be the demonstration in support of ruling clerical, which in turn backfired and became anti-clerical. You're saying there was supposed to be pro-regime rallies, which there were some yesterday. You're saying it's ironic that on that date, we've seen anti-regime rallies. He gives some translation of slogans people are using in the videos. He says, don't be afraid. We are all together. People united will never be defeated. We are ready to die to take back our country. Implying that ruling clerical and so-called elected officials are the enemy and occupier of Iran. Other slogans, death to dictator, which refers to Supreme Leader Khamenei. Thank you, Haas. That's very helpful. So thank you for offering those clarifications. And you say, it sounds like you have some familiarity with the region, or at least the language. You think the videos we're watching are current and real because you're using evidence like looking at the billboards and reading the billboards from the video. So thank you. Okay, thanks again, Webster, for reminding me. Sometimes I forget to check my email here, so I'm glad you told me to do that. Jeffrey Williams says, hello, Stephen. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Jeffrey. Looking forward to spending 2018 with you guys. It's really going to be an exciting year. Happy New Year to the whole crew. Good job. Thanks, Jeffrey. We'll be doing our New Year special starting at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. Okay, let me see if there's any more stuff to show you here, any more video out there that might have just come in. Ivanka Trump just tweeted about the Iran protests. She said, inspired by the heroism and bravery of the peaceful protesters in Iran, we must stand by the Iranian people as they seek freedom from tyranny. Just sent that out. Just seeing, I'm starting to see videos, that we've already shown and people are posting them again. A viewer named Jock3R sent me this. And Jock3R says, protest in Elam, people chanting death to Rouhani. He says, or she says, the internet is back while Telegram is filtered. I managed to Skype my grandma today. So that's an example of somebody who did have some internet access today. Let's see the video that Jock3R or Joker sent us. Can't confirm the video authenticity, but we'll show it to you. Hang on a second. There we go. There we go. Thank you to Jock3R or Joker for sending that to me. Patrick Hostis then sent this video to me, our viewer Patrick Hostis. I don't think we've seen this yet. I can't confirm what it is supposed to, even what it's supposed to be of, but I'll show it to you. All right. Patrick Hostis also sent me this video we have not seen yet, supposedly of the protests. Okay, thank you, Patrick, for sending those videos in. SFL Dragon Phoenix 69 sent me this. Really enjoying and appreciate your coverage of the Iran protest. It's apparent people want freedom from the tyranny of the oppressive regime there. 40 years later, they have had enough. And it talks about, there's a graphic talking about the woman who took off her hijab and waved it in defiance of the regime. I have not seen this video yet. It was sent to me by A Deplorable, and it was posted by Josh Kaplan, and it says, Iran protests, young group of demonstrators and regime forces clash in city of Kermanshah amid effort to destroy signs depicting the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. Let's watch this. Thank you for sending that in. Shahida writes, and I am an Iranian living out of Iran. My family members are in Iran. The internet is not completely shut down. It is just getting disrupted. Some people are using filter. So Shahida claims that the internet's not completely down in Iran. What videos I have sent to you are filmed during these days, these last few days, just translated them from Persian. Thank you, Shahida. I appreciate it. Thanks very much. I have not seen this one yet. This is from Iran Freedom. It says, Basij base of the Basij government forces were in Farhanjian town was set on fire by brave people of Kermanshah. We've seen a bunch of videos from Kermanshah of conflicts going on there between where protesters are like destroying stuff. So let's watch this one.
پایگاه بسیج شهرک فرهنگیان فاضله کرمانشاه.
Okay, I think at this point we are going to wrap up this stream. We will, of course, do more streams if the protests continue and as events warrant. So we are constantly doing breaking news live coverage here at Right Side Broadcasting. But we did a morning stream this morning. This is our afternoon/evening stream. Well, it's not even evening. It's 4:51 p.m. We started early this morning. But we will, of course, come on in the future if the events warrant in Iran. So be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell. Click the notifications bell so you get a notification when we come back on the air. And you can also follow us on Facebook at Right Side Broadcasting and on Twitter at RSB Network, at RSB Network. I'm on Twitter at Lookner. I'll be posting about Iran stuff and all other kinds of breaking news. Whenever I'm awake, I post about stuff. So I post a lot of breaking news stuff. So even when we're not on the air, I'll post about Iran stuff on my Twitter at Lookner if you want to follow me there. Big thanks to everybody who donated. It is your donations that allow us. I think we've been on the air today, probably a combined almost 6 or 7 hours today, maybe about 7 hours, giving you live streaming coverage of the Iran protests. We love being able to do this. We think there's a need for it. Certainly that wasn't happening in the mainstream media. But the only reason we can do this is because you guys support us. We rely on donations to stay on the air. That's what we use to pay our bills. So if you like our coverage and you've watched it and you've enjoyed it, please consider making a donation. Even a small donation really helps. We've often said if everybody who watched So we'd really appreciate if you've enjoyed our coverage, making a donation. You can donate by going to the bottom of the YouTube chat. There's a $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. It looks like a square gray $sign. Just click on that $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. Or go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. But we really do enjoy bringing you this coverage. We feel like it's something that you're not getting in the mainstream media, and we want to keep doing it for you. But we do need, unfortunately, we're not independently wealthy, so we need your donations to stay on the air. Thanks very much, so much to our moderators who have been working all day in our chat rooms. On our website, we got Common Sense and Glenn O. And in chat room right now, Webster, Barbara Bailey. Who else has been here today? Lynn Jean. Who else? I'm forgetting people. I think Pam might have been there. Jan, Pam C. Real Frank was there. Roger Vega was there. So very much appreciated all the hard work by the moderators. If we are doing a special tonight, a New Year's Eve special. We will bring in the New Year live, have the ball drop from Times Square. Right Side CEO Joe Seals will be talking on the air tonight, and I will be here for the Right Side Broadcasting New Year's special. That is at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's when we're getting started, our New Year's special. So please join us for that if you don't have big plans on New Year's, or wherever you are, turn it on your phone or on your computer or on your iPad or whatever, and you can watch it in addition to doing whatever else you're doing at New Year's Eve. We wish everybody out there Happy New Year's, by the way. Please be safe. Please be safe, whatever you're doing to celebrate New Year's, whatever you're doing on New Year's. And what else was I going to say? Oh, thank you so much, everybody who's been sending me videos throughout the day, everybody who's been sending me news updates, links, tweets. You guys help us cover breaking news here at Right Side Broadcasting. That's really important that you do that, and it's really cool, and it helps get the news out there. So thank you so much, everybody who sent me stuff. And thanks for everybody saying thank you in the chat room. JJ, Marissa is there. Who else is there? Barry H, Idan the Man, Marissa, let's see. Jasmine Guthrie, Barbara, Hersine M, Light Switch, Solitis Domain, I think I'm pronouncing that. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Nassim, thank you. Victor, Arret, Team Hunley. Some other people saying thanks. Jennifer Madison, Susan Lowell, Jasmine Guthrie, Elizabeth Giles. Dogs 2004, Nancy Martins. A lot of thank yous today. Sephirin. JC says you'll be here for the New Year's broadcast. Good to hear it. Stunhanger. Andrew Mitchell, Michael Hamilton. Freckles are sweet. Renee. And Dragon Phoenix 69. And everybody else there in the chat room. Thank you guys for watching. And so join us for our New Year's broadcast tonight if you'd like. And again, we will come on if there's big news in Iran or anywhere else. We are always coming on the air to cover it for you. And we will be back with more breaking news, and we'll do live streams. So subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the notifications bell. Follow us on Facebook. And you'll get updated about our videos. Okay, for now, I'm going to sign off for now. Those of you who are joining us tonight, I'll see you guys in a few hours for the New Year's special. If I don't see you for the New Year's special, have a great New Year's doing whatever you're doing. And this has been our second broadcast, our afternoon stream on the Iran coverage, the Iran protests, and we'll be keeping an eye on it in the future. But for now, I am Steve Lookner. From all of us here at Right Side Broadcasting, have a very happy New Year, and we will see you soon.